And hello, it's me, G to the I to the N-N-N-O. Hi guys, welcome to today's live stream. We're going to be doing what we usually do. Listen to some music, drink some beer, have some fun, talk some talk. How does it work? If you haven't been here before, basically you guys suggest music for me to listen to and we listen to it together. So get some suggestions flowing in the chat. Ask me some questions. You want me to review a particular album, song? I haven't uploaded in a long while, so this is it's finally. It feels like I've been away for a lot longer than I have. It's only been about a week, but it feels like it's been a lot longer. Anyway, I don't know what I was really gonna say there. Don't forget to tweet out the link to this, letting everybody know that I'm live streaming. Hopefully this will run smoothly. Might get a drop in signal because my internet hasn't been amazing today. I'm eating garlic bread. Apologies. I'm doing this at the same time as my dinner. Hello. Welcome everybody. It's beer o'clock, as usual. Study some chemistry. Sadly, lol. Have a drink for me too. Well, if you need any chemistry advice, I'm your guy. I'm Mr. Chemistry Boy. Gone A at A level. Anyway, Red Light by FX if you haven't. You know what? Let's start with that. We've been listening to some Ginno so far, but yeah. How did some of you guys were there during the beginning, the little intro? It just gave me a little bit of time. How did you like that? I'm sort of playing around with these live streams because I'm going to try and do them every week from now on, probably on Fridays or Saturdays. I was going to do this yesterday, but I was knackered after like a really heavy week of work. I'll get into that later just because I want to talk about what I was doing then. So yeah, Red Light by FX. I don't have it downloaded actually, to be fair. I wasn't around in the K-pop industry when this came out, but I do know the song. I definitely did a reaction. Hey, welcome everybody else. Let's keep stuff in the chat flowing. Get your suggestions rolling in. Leave a like on the live stream. Share it, that sort of thing. In fact, I need to share it, to be honest. Live now. Oh, well, thank you very much, Ajish. I'm usually I'd have more like 30 people in here. It's probably because we just started and I've been away from YouTube for a little bit. Just move the mic a little bit closer. So it's sort of inevitable that right now the viewers are a bit down, but don't you worry. A smaller live stream means a more interesting conversation actually, because you can actually talk about things and you can get your suggestions guaranteed to play. So yeah. Indigo by Justice Kid Mini. Bro, I was just listening to that song. I was literally just listening to it. That's hilarious. I love it. Which Indigo do you want to listen to? Do you want to listen to the remix version with Gira Boy and stuff, or do you want to listen to the original? I assume you want to listen to the original, so I'll cue that up. Yeah, that's a great song. FX songs are really interesting in my opinion, similar to Red Velvet, but they're the OGs. FX were surprisingly like experimental with their sounds, something I didn't really appreciate until they'd like essentially disbanded. A lot of their music utilizes more sort of electronic sounds that, whilst there were other groups like Shiny did a bit of electronic dance back in the day, you know, groups like Big Bang were more towards the pop and hip hop sphere. FX went down the electronic route pretty hard. Like they were like the original electronic dance group. So yeah. Why by Fan X Child came out a few days ago. I've never heard of Fan XY Child. I'll give that a little look up. Might not be on Apple Music. Oh no, there it is. I guess we could give that a go as well. Yeah. I'm here to listen to new music and old music. If you guys want to suggest anything, go ahead, put it in the chat. I'll try to listen to it. Bro, that's some good ass garlic bread. Boy by the Boys. That's a hell of a shout. The Boys are having a comeback, aren't they, in a couple days? The 19th or something. This next week, I'm gonna hit YouTube pretty hard. I'll just explain what's been happening with me these past couple days. These past, couple weeks. I've been working on a short film that I wrote for the past, 7 weeks. And last week was production week. So we have filmed the short film. It's completely filmed. It was amazing. I'm exhausted. I was doing sort of 10-hour days of filming, and I was really hands-on. I was directing actors. I was on the set. I was like a producer runner, but I played sort of a directorial role as well. There was a director of photography though, but it was amazing. It was stunning to see my piece of work go out there, and for knowing that people are going to be able to watch it pretty soon is amazing. This is Indigo by Just This. It's amazing. So yeah, that's what I've been doing. I've been shattered and meant that when I came home, I didn't want to have to record a video. Excuse me. So I've missed out on all the comebacks that have been this past week and a half. So apologies for that, but I'll be hitting the YouTube game hard for the next week. Then I'm going back to Paris for a week. And then after Paris, I'll be dotted around the UK doing all sorts of things. I'm going to Nottingham. Hopefully I'll be going also to the south again. So I'll be trying to keep up with my YouTube. University doesn't start properly until the 21st. But after that, bro, woo, final year of uni. That's awesome. I'm still at the GCSE level ones. Honestly, short films are a great way to get started. For me, YouTube was my start, and luckily I was very successful, and I got to play around with the stuff I was interested in. But short films are great. Yeah, I mean, I wrote this, so it was really, really liberating just to write something and see it come out on film. So you're gonna love it, I promise. I've been listening to Luna. Yeah, I've done quite a few reaction reviews. Excuse me. It's really hard to eat and talk. Should have thought about that in advance. Oopsie daisy. Honestly, if you guys haven't really got into this really new hip hop scene in Korea, so I would say it's sort of exploding. It's always been on the underground, but right now it's really picking up. We're getting so many new albums from people like Gira Boy. BY came out with just one of the best albums of the year. Not too long ago. Was that called Protagonist? He released Gotsade, which is just an amazing song. Fantastic instrumentals. There's some really fantastic hip-hop artists coming out of Korea at the moment, and I feel like they're kind of getting slept on by a lot of the K-pop community, which is a shame because there's so much potential in that scene. Get on it. Just This is amazing. Love him. This is his song. This isn't him right now, but I think this is Kid Millie. Sorry, it was called the Movie Star, wasn't it? One of the songs was called The Protagonist. Let's see. It's on my phone. I downloaded it. Obviously. The Movie Star. Yeah. And focus. No, focus on the phone, camera. Apologies. Yeah, so one of the songs is called Protagonist. Godsade is amazing. So is Adaption. I Did It. Oh, The Greatest with Verbal Jint is just stunning. Just got back from Pride and got the notification for this live stream. Best day ever. I hope you had a great time at Pride. Whereabouts? There seems to be a lot of Pride going on all the time now, so I can't really keep up with all the different events. It's amazing though. Oh, it did focus. I couldn't tell. Mirror by Socorro Domo and Atel. Do you like ATs? Yes, I do like ATs. ATs have been one of the most interesting groups to debut for the past couple of years. Really quite fantastic. So this is Wife by Fan XY Child, who I've never heard of, but I'm very intrigued to hear them play. What was that someone else suggested? Mirror by Sokodomo. There we go. Oh, it's from School Rapper. Okay. Well, I'll put that on the queue. And keep the suggestions rolling, guys. If there's any questions you wanna, Glasgow Pride March. Oh, that must be interesting because Glasgow's it's Protestant, isn't it? Or is it Catholic? I think it's Protestant. Can't remember. I really should know this. Yo, really spacious, nice filtering. Quite pleasant, a little bit on the like flat side with the instrumental, but my skin is so bad at the moment, it's really annoying. Wow, as bad as my skin's been for a while. I mean, my skin used to be way worse when I was sort of 14, 15. This actually, to be fair, I used to be a lot worse and like, I don't know what I'm saying. I don't want to make anybody else feel insecure because actually my skin's pretty good these days. There was only one homophobe and thousands of LGBT folks. That's brilliant. That's, yeah. That's what you want. As like, the stuff has changed a lot. Even when I was growing up, there was a lot of homophobia, casual homophobia. These days I don't really feel as much casual homophobia, like just in conversation. I mean, because these days, at least in my age group, I think part of it is because everybody now has a gay friend and nobody feels comfortable making, you know, dumb, casual gay jokes because they make everybody uncomfortable. And I think that's a very, very positive thing, and hopefully it just gets eliminated from society altogether. Gira Boy, party is over. I think you should listen to Lunatic by Luna. It's a very cool vocal mix and filled in this. Korean. I have listened to Lunatic. We can listen to it here if you want. I'm really liking the moodiness of this track, actually. Ooh. Yo. That's smooth. What was that other song? Let's listen to Lunatic by Luna as well. So I'll cue that up. That's not how you spell it. Oh. Apologies if the live stream's being a bit slow at the moment. Oh, it's off the Odd Eye Circle album. Yes. No, I love the Odd Eye Circle album. It was fantastic. It's what got me into Luna to begin with before they actually properly debuted. One of the best albums of 2018? No, it was 2019, wasn't it? Or 2017 even. Let me just double check. — 2017, yeah. Some gay jokes are funny though. I don't think you should ban all. No, that's not really what I meant. In general, I think all jokes should all jokes should be able to be said, but it's about how you say them and like the culture around what you're saying. So yeah, gay jokes are fine as long as it's not sort of like an actually abusive joke, which is what people used to do when we were kids. People used to make really casually homophobic jokes that just these days you'd be like, it's not really funny. And I'm not saying that like if a joke's not funny you can't say it, but it's not funny because it is just it's not actually making a joke about something, it's just being abusive, which is what we used to do way back in the day when I was like 13. That it was casual. That's what people did. It's really awful. Yeah. This is Boy by the Boys. Hey. Oh. That's fun. I haven't listened to this song in a long time. I've just realised my door's open. Let me go shut that. Yeah. Don't ever ask me to dance to anything because I cannot dance. It's something I'm very proud of. I've forgotten how much I like this song. Thank you for reintroducing it to me. Homophobic language, not really jokes, just slurs, are still being used casually. It's pretty awful, but it's such a hard thing to change. So whereabouts is that? Because in the UK, I can't even say it anymore. The F word, the gay slur, the F word. That's taboo now. Nobody says it. So if you say that now, everyone will look at you like, what the fuck? It's like it's now got the same taboo that the N-word has, even though I would say that on the balance of things, there's a different level of power in them. But if someone says it, most people in the room would be like, yo, what the fuck, dude? You can't say that anymore. And it's the same with, I would say, the R word. I hate all these stupid language idiom type things where you have to say like the R word, the N word. That's really annoying. I'd prefer just not to have to say anything anymore. But yeah, so you know, you can't say those anymore. And if you do, you're gonna get stares. And I mean, it makes complete sense. You don't hear it casually so much where I'm from. I don't know about where you guys are from. Sprack, the song is Boy by the Boys. It's rather fantastic. I forgot how much I like that song. Once again, thank you for reintroducing that to me. Really, really enjoyed that. Fantastic. Alright, we're now listening to Mirror by Sokodomo and Untel off the schoolboy rapper competition type thing. I have never watched any of that. But, yeah, looking forward to it. I live in England too, but some people be toxic by saying things like bent. Yeah. See, I think bent has sort of... Originally, yeah, definitely bent meant gay. But it's a slightly more casual thing. It's definitely still like a kind of negative thing. I probably wouldn't say bent anymore. The most I'd say is camp. Camp is what I would say, which is like... a little bit flamboyant is like camp. I personally wouldn't say bent, but some people do still say, oh, that's well bent, innit? But you know that's a slightly it's less derogatory. You know, the F word was like a hateful, derogatory term, whereas I think bent's a little bit less derogatory. It's more sort of casual and friendly. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say it. But the UK was amazing when I went there. I live in South America. It's still pretty... I can imagine. In South America, there's still quite heavily religious around there, aren't there? I think there's a lot of the Spanish Catholic influence. So I can imagine that it's still quite homophobic around there. So like in the UK, England's pretty good. Northern Scotland, not so great. Northern Ireland and Republic of Ireland they're bad still, because they're both... All those places are still very heavily religious, and that's where it stems from in the end. It stems from the religious background. Camp is okay because you can say someone's camp without them being gay. Yes, exactly. It's more of like a term to describe the way someone dresses and sometimes the way they act and stuff. And it's less of a negative thing. It's more just like, oh yeah, you dress a bit camp, and it's not a negative thing so much. Ginno, you should check out BB. She's a solo artist who was discovered by Korean rapper Yoon Marie. No, I think I have heard of BB, to be fair. Is that her stage name, so does he have a music account under that name? Because I'm a big fan of Yu Marie. I think she's great. I always say her name wrong. I'm a gay guy and I'm pretty happy to call myself a bit camp. Ah, that's interesting. I always love having these conversations on the live stream. I think the live streams are a great platform to have these sort of discussions because it educates everybody in the chat about language and things like that, and especially me because I find it's a great way to get learn new things that I wouldn't learn otherwise. Because once you're in with like a group of friends, you don't really experience conversations outside of that group of friends, which is something I've definitely found. My hair's really weird today. I've gone for a one-side swish. Do you guys like my hair today? My hair's looking really full and long. I didn't realise how long it had got until like on top rather than on the side until the other day when I like brought it down. I usually don't have. If you look back at some of my older videos, I never had my hair long. I always had like really short hair. That was quite fun. Alright, this is Party Is Over by Ginno off his EP from, was it 2018? Can't quite remember. I see you're a fan of Childish Gambino. Do you know if he'll be releasing anything soon? I am a fan of Childish Gambino. To an extent. I think he's talented. Sometimes I think he's got a really weird attitude to life. Like lyrically, some of the way he approaches songs, I'm always a little bit weirded out by. He seems a little strange, I'm not gonna lie. I've followed his whole career. From the beginning, when Freaks and Geeks came out, Camp, then obviously because the internet really blew him up, and before that obviously he's an actor, so he was Troy Barnes on Community and stuff, so I knew him from all that. I still think he's pretty good. I still enjoy him to some extent, but sometimes, This Is America, everyone made a big deal about it, but really, lyrically, he wasn't saying anything. That's the thing that most annoyed me. Everyone was talking about the music video, but the actual song wasn't really saying anything. I don't know. I sometimes think people overrate him a little. I really like Awaken My Love. That was a fantastic album filled with some really fantastic songs that were really creative, especially the instrumentals were amazing. Some of his vocals on it were just stunning. On Redbone, he hits like this upper register that you're like, how the hell is he hitting that? Like he's never shown that before. So he's hella talented, no doubt, but yeah. What happened to Ginno's Kitchen? I missed that as well. I would like to do that one day, but I don't know. It was a little bit difficult, I'm not gonna lie. Do you listen to 21 Pilots? If so, what do you think of their music? I have listened to 21 Pilots. Trench was pretty good. It's their best project. Otherwise, all their music to begin with was like pop punk garbage. Every now and again they'd have like a pop banger that was just so irritatingly easy to listen to and like catchy. So like the Blurry Faces, the Heathens, all that. But overall, Trench was their first like project where I was like, this is pretty good. Like this is decent music. Yeah. I used to stand top. Blurry Faces a masterpiece. Trench is a flop. That is a weird opinion. I'm sorry. No way. Blurry Face was just so bland and uninteresting. Trench is complex and interesting. It's got far more depth to its instrumentals and its lyrics. I don't know. Have I ever listened to Rich Brian? Yes. Yeah. I've been following Rich Chigga since Dat Stick, actually. He obviously, when he was first a meme, I've watched him go all the way around that little circle of beginning as a meme and now making some really fantastic concept music, which is really interesting that he's done that. I think he's a really impressive guy. Similar to some of the Tyler the Creator song on Pink guys, sometimes they try to be edgy and unique and end up saying meaningless words as shock value. Yes, Tyler the Creator especially to begin with. These days I think he's, obviously with Flower Boy and Igor, both those albums are weird as hell and far more serious in some respects than his earlier projects. I think he realises that shock value isn't as good as good music. Yeah, let's just get something else in the queue, because I think this might be the last song in the queue. Let's see if BB is actually on this. There she is, I assume. Okay, apparently I'm just going to play it now. Okay, I know it came out years ago and it's not K-pop, but have you seen Dan Howe's diss track? I have not seen Dan Howe's diss track. Who did he do it about? Oh no, all my old phases from when I was a preteen come out. Dan and Phil 20... That's funny. Dan and Phil. Yeah, no, unfortunately I was at the wrong age group for them. I was like a little bit too... Oh, I was like a little bit too old when they started getting like really popular. So I was always like, what's entertaining about these guys? But then they are like genuinely lovely people, so I can completely see why people like them so much. And I watched Dan Howe's coming out video, which was just stunning. I thought that was fantastic. He's a really impressive guy, actually. Yeah. I would like you to listen to some songs produced by Boy Cold, maybe Cause or Vixen by Adios or Howon. Adios by Howon. Okay. Yeah, let's keep some tracks rolling in. Oh, how do I keep on pausing it? Oh, that's so annoying. Apologies, I just keep on fucking shit up. I somehow have lost that song. Apologies. I'll just play the newest VAV release right now. PLT Hocus. Oh god, I feel like we listen to that song every time we do a live stream. It's brilliant. And then Adios by Howon. Let's see. Oh, that's also a school rapper. Okay. Yeah, I'll put that in it. Rich Brian definitely grew up a lot. Have you had time to listen to the new album, The Sailor? Yeah. I've spent a lot of time with that album. There's a lot of stuff to unpack. 100 Degrees is fantastic. The Sailor, the title track is great. The Kids is amazing. Yellow's the highlight of the album. Some of the tracks still leave a lot to be desired. His lyrics especially, often a little bit corny and cheesy, and he really likes to talk about how much sex he has. I also really like this VAV song. Really, I've spent a lot of time with it. Alright. Movie Star by CIX. Oh, there's two suggestions of CIX there. Are people enjoying them then? Because I quite enjoyed their debut. So if other people are enjoying them, maybe they'll be a mainstay. Who knows? I know that they did pretty well, didn't they, for a debut? I can't quite remember. Oh, there's a suggestion of a Sean song as well. Way Back Home. Yep, we'll line that up as well. That's the one with Conor Maynard, isn't it? Alright. Well, this is going swimmingly, guys. If there's anybody in if there's anybody in the chat who hasn't left a like, then you have 10 seconds to do so. Otherwise, I'm gonna... I don't know, I can't actually do anything. Yeah, leave a like. You should check Howon by Sike. Hey, Sike Ugami. High School Rapper 2 audio. It's a great song produced by Groovy Room. Sorry, I don't really know the name of the song. Alright, I can have a little look for that. Yes, I'm going to stand CIX. CIX debut album was really good. Yes, I got to agree. Are you looking forward to Super M? Yes, I am. We've had quite a few Twitter discussions about this. I really am liking the idea. I understand some people's complaints with it, but I also think some people are just being stupid about it. In the end, if the music's good, the music's good, and that's what I care about. I think there's some very real issues with overworking, that sort of thing. But as of right now, it's all speculation from people just saying that they're going to be overworked. And I mean, it is SM, so you have to sort of take it with what it is. It's going to happen regardless, and I'm just looking forward to it. Hopefully, Bacon's just released his solo album, and now he's in the Super N group. So it's amazing for him to he's now at the forefront of of the Korean music industry, which is amazing. Yeah, I mean, I'm just looking forward to it. I understand there are some criticisms, but I'm really looking forward to it personally. How on Sike Bongbong, that's the name of the song. Okay, we'll line that up. And the Zion T. Ah, yeah. I haven't listened to Zion T in yonks. What song did you want? Complex? The Ideal. What about the Hello tutorial? That's something else you suggested. Yeah, let's line that up. Gonna listen to Movie Star by CIX. 2019 is a good year for K-pop music, and paradoxically, it's one of the worst for the industry. You know, that's a good point. It's been a really good year for music in general. I think there's been a lot of really good music this year. Not so good for hip-hop. There hasn't been many amazing hip-hop albums this year, which is crazy, because last year was amazing for hip. So much good music got released last year. Yeah, I mean, like, it's been awful for the industry. So much shit has happened. And it's a good thing that shit's happened. It's all positive things. Hopefully it will improve the industry for the better. So yeah. FX Kick is very electronic and unique. I love it. Yes, FX. I mean, we mentioned that earlier. FX were the first, like, electronic K-pop group. At least, as far as I'm aware. I wasn't around before, so I can't always comment. It's just from what I've learned. I think that Super M is a good idea, just maybe it won't fit well in the American scene. That's what I'm most... Yes, it won't be particularly successful in the US. They don't... It's the same with Britain, but people don't like the idea of manufactured groups. We prefer to sit in our ignorant bliss about the music industry and how actually all of it's pretty much controlled, and Ed Sheeran is just a pawn in the music industry's game. No, you're right. They won't be particularly successful in the US. I can't imagine. Exactly. Super M will also promote NCT to XOLs and Shawls. There's nothing wrong. Exactly. I think it's going to be a positive for everyone involved, to be honest. Yeah. I feel like lots of the people who hate the idea of Super M are people who hate on the popular members of SM, like Kai and Taeyong, because they don't want less popular members to be left out. I mean, that's just sort of inevitable. That's just how the world works, unfortunately. So, yeah, sorry, bros. That's just how the world works. Then you gotta get used to. Which rookie group is your favourite of this year? ATEEZ debuted last year. Are they still a rookie? I guess because it hasn't. They're still early on. Not sure then. I'm really looking forward to Everglow's new comeback. ATEEZ would definitely have to be in there. Are Stray Kids still considered rookies? I somewhat doubt it. I mean, they've almost been around for like a year and a half now. I don't know. When does a rookie group no longer become a rookie group? I find it kind of weird that SM's whole concept for NCT was to create a boy group that could promote in different languages, but their only Asian subunit so far is WayV, which has debuted almost 3 to 4 years after NCT, so I don't see where Lee Soo-man is headed with NCT. I think he expected the first couple NCT releases to maybe be marginally more successful, and now it's just been about balancing costs, so he had to wait for WayV. And then maybe also, you know, training. It all takes a long time. You know, these plans, these big corporation launch, they often take time. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. You also don't want burnout. You don't want the industry to be like, oh god, another NCT group. You have to like pace it. So, you know, it's like Marvel movies. They could pump out a movie every 1 month or so. They could afford to. They'd make enough money. But there's there's the idea of exhaustion. You know, the people don't want to have to go watch a film every month. People don't want to, you know, have a new NCT group every year. It's just difficult. Let's listen to some Stray Kids. Yes, let's listen to some Stray Kids as we were talking about them. Yeah. I just don't want new fans or people to recognise, for example, Taemin from Super M and not SHINee. I mean, it's kind of a superficial thing though. If people, you know, because Shiny now, I don't see them having like many comebacks anymore. Maybe in like a year or so they might do something. But you know, Key's in the military. Is Onyu in the military? Minho is, isn't he? I just can't see Shiny releasing much more music as a group. So it makes sense that SM would put Taemin in a group, and he's also got his solo career. So I don't know. I feel like that's sort of a non-argument, if I'm honest. Officially, Wavy isn't an NCT sub yet. Are you sure? Is that right? I feel like they are. Down goes Wu-Tang Clan, 36 Chambers. What? That hasn't fallen down in ages. Wow. Surprise, surprise. It's way too high. Level? Yeah, it's gonna have to be good for now. That was the weirdest thing that's ever happened. The Shiny situation is similar to Big Bang's without the controversy. Yeah. Yeah, Onyu's in the military, yeah. Yeah, nobody agrees when each gen starts this, to be fair. I absolutely love Superhuman. It's majorly slept on, its structure never gets old, and usually songs are boring parts, especially bridges. No part is boring. I mean, I like Super Junior, but I wouldn't say it's revolutionary. I mean, it was really powerful and interesting, but after showing it to some of my friends and stuff, I began to see there are some issues with it. It's kind of overblown. It's a little bit generic at times. I still enjoy it for what it is. But yeah, I mean, I can understand why some people didn't like it. I was going to queue up some Stray Kids, wasn't I? This is PLT Hocus Pocus, by the way, which is a great song. Stray Kids. What should we listen to? Yeah, let's do that one. Alright, they're all in the military except Taemin, exactly, yeah. Wavy was first promoted as an NCT subunit, but then an S employee said they weren't, so basically fans are the only ones saying it's the same group. I think it is technically an NCT subunit though, like that's how they originally were promoted, and they've got other NCT members, like I think Ten's in both. Is there another guy that's also in both? I can't remember. I'm not very good at it. Linking between all the... I'm rubbish at that because I can never learn the members of NCT. There's too many, and I don't have the time to invest in that. I'm all about the music these days. There was a time where I used to get really into the nitty gritty and the culture, and I'd learn everything. I just don't have the time for that anymore. This is really unfortunate. Like I try to learn so many groups. You know, on this channel I make videos about every single group there is, so I just don't have the time to learn and invest in all the different members, unfortunately. Anyway, yeah. It's insane to think that Suju was going to be similar to NCT. Was it? I know they had like that plan with like some of the Chinese members, and then there was Super Junior. Was it Super Junior M? No, what was it? There was like a Super Junior Chinese or Mandarin part, wasn't there, with Henry and stuff? I can't remember. Oh, show that. Listen to Jong Il-hoon. She's gone. Oh, bro, Il-hoon coming out with some great suggestions today. Oh, that's... We'll listen to VAV again. We've already listened to all that. Okay, this is Adios by Hawan. Il-hoon. Bro, I haven't listened to Il-hoon in a little bit. What song did you want? She's gone. There she is. I'll play that later. Just read an article where a member of SM Entertainment's board of directors said that Wavy is a subunit. Yo, there is too many differing opinions and facts and all that stuff. They should promote NCT as a full group more often rather than just a subunit. I agree. The NCT Empathy album was fantastic. Just like such a diversity of you know, genres and sounds and voices. It was really fantastic. It was like a compilation album, and I really enjoyed it. Yeah, this is a fun instrumental. Isn't that filtered background piece of... It's like a bit of keyboard, but it's maybe more down the synth line. It's not a lead, is it? Can't quite tell. It's fun though. There's only 21 members. What are you There's only 21 men. There's only 21 members. But just do it separately so it doesn't turn out like EXO. Yeah, XOM and XOK, wasn't it? Yeah, that was. I mean, that was a disaster, wasn't it? It was. Luhan's disappeared off the map as far as I can tell. He used to release a lot of music consistently, and I'd check it out a lot. But as far as I can tell, I mean, like, I haven't checked, but is he still releasing music? Same with Tao. You know, what's his name? Chris. He's been in movies and stuff. He's done a bit of music. I think he had some vocals on an album recently, didn't he? What album did he have? Oh, he was on the Jaden Smith album. That's it. He was on the Jaden Smith album with Kid Cudi in that one song. So, I mean, he's doing reasonably well. Lei is doing fantastic, but Luhan, Tao, and I've just disappeared off the map. I never see stuff by them anymore. I imagine they still do release music every now and again. Are they popular in China at all? I imagine Luhan still is, because there was a time period where he was really popular, but yeah. Do you think that 2 PM is going to have a comeback anytime soon? Because they've been off the scene for a while. Since I doubt it. I don't think they could get more popular. So like they had their audience, but I just don't think they have an audience really anymore. So I don't know. In my opinion, choruses are much better with lots of words instead of drops. It's a bit lazy 2019, other than that. Good. Yes, I mean, that's the thing. That's the issue with the EDM drop, is it's so bland now. It's so like condensed and everybody uses the same sounds. So it's not interesting anymore. Yeah, and that's my opinion on that. I prefer words during my choruses as well. I'm fine. Hey, it's Boy Cold. God, I love it. Yeah, it was Boy Cold. Listen to June tonight. Bro, we're getting some really fun music. This is the Sean song, by the way. June tonight. It's not showing up. Apologies, it's not showing up. I apologise, it's not an Apple Music. XOM and XOK quickly died. Yeah, they did. They really did. Yes, we were gonna listen to the Howon song, weren't we? Bong bong. I wonder whether it is on Apple Music. It's not showing up. There we go. It's 00. It's 00. It's not bong bong. It's bong bong. That's hilarious. We're sicky. Chris Wu's song November Rain. Yeah, he's still reasonably popular. I know Chris, and he's been in films and stuff. I don't get how everyone else is sleeping on Stray Kids, but Itzy was a success instead, but our girl groups become more popular. Stray Kids are doing very well. What are you talking about? Their sales are fantastic. Their stream is amazing. Yeah, no, they're doing great. Itzy have a lot of backing, and they are quite fashionable. I get that. I mean, they're very similar to Blackpink. I'm not gonna lie. I still love them, and they make reasonably interesting music. But there are definitely some similarities with Blackpink. Really like them though. Luhan's been in a film this year and a TV show last year. Yeah, I feel like that's his area now rather than music. I feel like that's why I probably haven't heard much about him. People don't like Stray Kids because they're controversial in their music, not because they're boys. I mean, Stray Kids haven't had many controversies. And their music is definitely, certain people will like it, certain people won't. But I mean, they're doing very well number-wise. I don't know much about Luhan, but recently someone said he is not good in political sides of China, don't let him promote. But as you said, I don't know. That's interesting. I mean, the one issue I do have with Lei Zhang Yixin is he definitely does uphold the status quo of the Chinese government, which is always a shame. There we go. Can't be too critical though. because I like my head. Have you listened to earlier James Smith albums like CTV2? I despised a lot of James Smith's music. There are moments on Sire that I really, really like, and there are moments on Eris that I really, really like, but otherwise most of his music is poo. Sorry, it's just most of it is not good. Some of his instrumentals are amazing. He himself is not a great rapper or singer, so yeah. Hopefully he gets better. His lyrics are often awful. Side Effects is one of my favourite songs by them simply because of how experimental it is, but taste is obviously up to it. Exactly. I have another good Sean recommendation, Bad Habits. I like Bad Habits a lot. By the way, this is Bong Bong by Howan. Something I've noticed about K-pop songs is that the bridge of the song is seamless but striking. The song is more likely to sound more cohesive if it has an EDM drop. One of the most, just sort of launching on from what you're saying, one of the most irritating things about modern K-pop music is they will do everything at the expense of getting every single member lines. And that includes awful transitions, forcing in a vocal bridge, even if it makes the song sound bad. And I don't like that. It's just like a very standardized formula that loads of groups and companies do. And it's a big issue in my opinion because it makes songs sound generic and really quite poor. So that, I mean, it's definitely a reason why K-pop sometimes doesn't translate so well for other people, because they can't get over the awkward transitions to try and fit in all the members. And yeah, it's just my honest opinion. Beta World Tour after 1 year, I'd like to see it, do that. Yes, exactly. Tower released EPs this year as well, which I've yet to check out. Really, that's interesting. I might have a little look after this because I always really rated him. Bangchan, who's I don't really know much about him. I don't hate him, but people think he's racist, and I'm trying to get him kicked out. I haven't heard much about that, to be honest. I'm afraid. I'm not really invested in Stan Twitter because I find it all to be noise and really boring and lacking substance. I think ITZY are doing well because of how much promotion the members had before debut. Chaeyoung in 16, Ryun in Mix 9. Yeah, I mean the ITZY members, they were all like reasonably famous before they debuted. And, you know, they debuted with fantastic music videos. That always helps. High budget music videos on your debut. Interesting looks. They're all quite interesting looking girls. So, yeah. And I always think it's easier if you have less members. I don't know, maybe that's just me. I always think it's easier with less members, especially for girl groups. So is Lay ever going to do some promotion with EXO? It's looking very difficult at the moment, especially everything that's going on in China at the moment with Hong Kong. I can't see it happening anytime soon, personally, at least not for the next comeback. You know, with everybody going off to the military now, I think it's going to be very difficult. You know, we were reportedly getting an EXO release at the end of the year with sort of like a OT7 type thing, because obviously Xiumin's in the military and so's Kyungsoo. So I can't see Lay promoting with them anytime soon. It's scary how many people are offended by K-pop idols wearing braids. They're a real problem in the world and you're complaining about a hairstyle. I think it's always worth being compassionate about these sort of things. I personally would never wear hair braids. I can't because my hair is thin and my hairline is awful. I think it's worth being compassionate and listening to people. And if people are saying, yo, this is really upsetting me, maybe don't do it. But in the end, someone doing it doesn't make them racist. It just makes them maybe insensitive at best. And more likely they're being told to do this by their companies. So, depends how you view it. I personally would not ever wear that, but I couldn't wear that and I wouldn't have the confidence to, so. Dead Star by Ash Island. That sounds fun. I don't know that song. Oh, this is moody. This is Zion T though, isn't it? I'm afraid that's not showing up. Not on Apple Music. Oh no, there it is. Dead Star Ash Island with Changmu. Yo, okay. I probably should have heard of this before. I'm a big Changmu fan. I don't think Lay ever will now either. The idols are clearly being forced to support China's police, and it's sad because they're getting hate for it. Are they being forced? I mean, there'd probably be placed pressure on to support, but I mean, it's a hard thing. In the end, if you're upholding the status quo in that situation, you're not really doing the right thing. So I saw that Chinese or a Hong Kong actor said, I support the Hong Kong police. And she got a lot of hate for that. Personally, I wouldn't hate on the people saying it, because in the end it is their opinion. They may not know all that much about it, but it's a rough old situation, and Hong Kong should be an independent state, or at least being allowed to continue having its own government, which is what essentially China is cracking down on. They're trying to prevent Hong Kong from being, a sovereign nation, which was never. That wasn't the agreement. It was one nation, two systems. Whereas they're trying to make it one nation, one system by slowly taking over the Hong Kong government. Yeah, that classic EXO winter album. Hopefully, the fact he changed the N-word to ninjas also upset a lot of people. Just not the braids thing. I mean, that sounds like a reasonable resolution of a situation. That sounds like a reasonable thing to do. I don't get that. I feel like there's more to the story than that. I don't want to dismiss it, so I feel like there's more to the story than that. Because otherwise that sounds like a reasonably responsible thing to do. So yeah. I tend to just not say anything, to be honest. I tend to just not say. I was about to shout when you said it wasn't on Apple Music. Yeah, no worries, I found it. Have you listened to Red by the Rose? Almost certainly. Is that one of the new songs? I had a little listen to their new release today. Lei Zhang and Victoria's song, The Actress, are the only examples of communist supporting police. Oh, okay, communist support. That's a weird way to phrase it. Yeah, okay, so they're supporting the China police. Everybody else posted on Weibo so that only Chinese people can see it to stay in the economy. Okay, I'm not really entirely sure what you're saying there. I understand what you're saying, Gucci Kai. I agree. Personally, I would have just cut it out altogether. But especially when you're rapping, it's very hard to cut out words because it disrupts your flow. So I can understand why he kept it. And it's the same syllables. So I can understand why he kept it. Especially if it rhymed as well within the song. I don't know. Personally, I don't see it as that big a deal, given he didn't say the word. But yeah, he probably should have just blanked it out. I feel like too many popular groups this year have been trying hard to have a really unique sounding drop or a false drop, but I know the music hasn't been that good. I'd prefer for them to try to be unique. So, not sure I entirely agree with you there. I'd prefer for them to try something unique and different than to not try anything and be really boring. But yeah, bit like being experimental for the sake of being experimental is also stupid. Bro, this is one of my favourite Stray Kids songs. So lovely. K-bands are surprisingly cheery this year. Yeah, I wasn't keen on the most recent Day 6 comeback. It was a little bit too light and poppy for me. Yeah. Only One Of, yes. Let's listen to some Only One Of. Every day, every night. Yeah, I can't sing the rest of it. What are your thoughts on the social ranking system that China is implementing? It sounds terrifying. It sounds that's straight up movie level government surveillance shit. It sounds terrifying. Oh my god. I can't believe that people aren't really talking about it, and I can't believe that this isn't going to result in social unrest in China. it's mental. The level of that surveillance, it's crazy. You know, given that China isn't communist anymore, you know, the economy is pretty capitalist these days, and there's so many billionaires. The fact that there's still much governmental power is mental. It's terrifying. You know, it's one of the reasons I could never move to Beijing. You know, and you know, I mean, for a start, I haven't learned the language, but I wouldn't move there on the basis of the limits to your life living in that sort of an environment, and that situation is terrifying. And yeah, that's why I do support like the Hong Kong protests, as awful and scary as they have been for a lot of people. They are for the right reasons, and fingers crossed it all results out in a good situation rather than another Tiananmen Square. Yeah, sorry to get really deep there, but I love having these conversations on the live stream. I think it's a fantastic conversation to be having, that we're all learning about things and talking about you know, the world, and talking about it through music and enjoying it whilst listening to music and drinking beer. Because beer is great, even though this is Bud. Not a big fan of Bud, but I like their bottles. You know, I'm a very superficial guy. Only One of was a unique debut this year because in the song Savannah there was no rap verse. I unfortunately didn't do a reaction review to Only One of. I really wish I did, because I have enjoyed that project. Listen to Sassy Me, Red Velvet. I have listened to the song. Do you want to listen to it as well? This is Savannah, by the way, just so you know. Red Velvet. No, that's not a song. We have fun on these live streams, don't we? Zim zalabim, zim zim zalabim, zim zim zalabam, zim zim. I cannot ever say that. What project was that on that? Was that the most recent project? Sassy Me. I hate trying to look for songs. It's one of the most annoying things. Oh, it's off RBB. Yeah. I'll put it on the queue. Social ranking sounds like something out of Black Mirror. There is an episode based on yeah, it is genuinely Black Mirror level scary. It's not the sort of situation I would want to be living in. China needs to be broken down into smaller states. No government should have control of a country of that size. Yes, well, I mean, that's the issue with the way they're set up at the moment, because they have the communist idea of a, you know, one ruler who has like a centralized government that rules over a whole country. But unfortunately, they've also got a level of sort of totalitarianism mixed in with their government, which is everything goes through that stem. And then they've also got the ideal capitalist government on the economic side. So they've got a blend of all the lovely power to the top things. So, you know, they have the government, which is totalitarian and communist, but the economics is capitalist. So everything goes to the top and everybody at the bottom gets screwed over. So yeah, I mean, it's the one good thing about the US is that they have a lot of state control, which is a good thing. In my opinion. Some people think a centralized government's good. I don't. It's terrifying to me to have a centralized government. Really Bad Boy album, yeah. That's what it was on, wasn't it? I think Red Velvet should stick to the 90s hip-hop vibe like in Time Slip, so good, Bad Boy. No, I don't think they should stick to a sound. I like that Red Velvet sort of jump around, try different things. Even when they do something like Zim Zalabim, which was weird and awkwardly bad at some times, it's fun to hear different sounds by different groups. That's what I like about some of the K-pop industry. Yo, this is She's Gone by Ilhoon. You guys suggested this such a long time ago. Lots of space in this instrumental. Hey. Oh god, it's really dark in my room, isn't it? I think I'm gonna turn the lights on. Is that better? Yeah. Much better. Now you guys can see the background and you can see all my assorted hair products. Oh, I do not need hair products, do I? Look at that. Fucking awful. Alright, let's keep the suggestions rolling. You guys got any songs, albums you want me to listen to that you don't think I've heard? Go ahead, suggest them. And yeah, we'll probably be doing the live stream for another, it's 9 o'clock. I'm going to say another 30 minutes, if that's alright with everyone. I've enjoyed it, but I don't want to go on for too long. Hopefully we'll be doing some videos tomorrow. I don't know what videos. Don't know. We've got a couple of big comebacks. I think we have The Boys, Everglow. There's another big group. I know 17 have a comeback. Is that also on the 19th? Let me just double check. I have like a lovely document of comebacks. It's the month. It's August. The Boys, Everglow, Red Velvet. Are Red Velvet releasing as well? Fantastic. And then we have the X1. 17 are in September. Oh, we've got Sunmi releasing and Up Tension as well. Yeah, we've got a lot of stuff to be getting on with. And I'm obviously going out to Paris as well. So we've got lots of stuff going on. I'm not entirely keen of Ilhoon going down the rock route, to be honest. It just sounds a little bit tacky. Mad City by NCT127. Thank you for giving the news to me. I'm such a loser at the moment that doesn't have time to listen to the news. Oh, I never listen to the news. I always read. The best thing to do is... so that in the UK we have this magazine called The Week, which is fantastic. It rounds up news from all the different newspapers. It's really fantastic. I read the BBC, Guardian, the Daily Telegraph when I can, because the Guardian's quite lefty, the Daily Telegraph's reasonably right-wing, so that way you get a balance of the reporting. The BBC's pretty central, sometimes spans onto left-wing, sometimes spans onto the right-wing. But yeah, in general, I don't really watch the news so much. Sometimes I watch the Philip DeFranco show. I have to say, I do enjoy his stuff. And every now and again, I'll watch a bit of The Daily Show on YouTube. Sometimes I'll watch the Seth Meyers show. Just you know, to keep up on the American politics. Obviously, those are more like comedic stuff, so I try not to take them too seriously. But yeah. What else are we listening to? Mad City by NCT. That's a suggestion. I'll play that later. This is Dead Star, by the way, by Changmu and Ash Island. I haven't listened to the song before. Up Tension, yeah, boy. Weki Meki just came back. Yes, I saw that. Red Velvet come back soon. Isn't 17th come back a digital single? It may well be. I'm not entirely sure. I haven't really been aware of stuff. Block B Bastars. Ah. Have Block B officially disbanded? I seem to remember hearing that. From Soul. There we go. Let's play that later. That came out this year, didn't it, From Soul? Have I heard Dreamcatchers Fly High? Yes, I have. Do you want to listen to that? I hate most British news channels. I mean, Sky News is cancerous. It's not as bad as American Fox News, but it's still pretty bad. ITV News is alright. BBC's alright. I wouldn't watch Channel 4 News. Yeah, I mean, BBC News is generally pretty middle ground. It can be depressing, like obviously bad news is bad news, but if you want to stay updated, I feel like it's one of the better ones. People love to say, oh, BBC is so lefty, or BBC is so right-wing. That's how you know it's a decent network, because people cry it from both sides. Hey. Doesn't count as a comeback, but Blackpink are releasing a Japanese version of Kill This Love. Ah, poor Blackpink. Constantly re-releasing the same songs. Ah, how depressing. Sadly, when I get my phone, my mom starts talking about university exam. I'm so lucky to be here right now. That is a shame. I don't believe Block B have disbanded. That's a good news. Dylan, are you a fan of Loose Women? No, not. Sorry, that sounded really judgmental. No, I don't watch Loose Women. I I think it's a midday TV program, isn't it? Yeah, no, I'm usually at university or work, so don't have time. I think Sunmi's also releasing. Yeah, I just saw that actually. I didn't actually know. I'm really looking forward to that. Sunmi's amazing. Could you please check out Holiday debut Fantasy and give your opinion on the song, because they sadly didn't get a music video for the song, but it's not hard. I saw that that group was going to debut. They didn't get a music video. Was that just a cost thing? So it's One Day Fantasy. Okay, I'll add it to the list. This is Sassy Me, by the way, by Red Velvet. YouTube is the best source for news. There's a much wider range of opinions here. Yes, but you shouldn't. The issue with what you've just said there is the opinion part. YouTube is far too opinionated. You can't. There's not many news sources you can trust to just give you news. The BBC, they don't give you opinions unless they're doing an interview with someone specific. They will just read like the facts of a situation. The same with like ITV News, YouTube. Even Philip DeFranco, he chooses what he reports, and he will give his opinion on it. So don't just trust YouTube news outlets. I do watch a fair few, but in general, I would just watch out with the opinion part. But yeah, I mean, there are some fantastic resources on YouTube, no doubt. I mean, I live most of my life on YouTube, so yeah. Loose Women is solely for women named Karen. Yes, it is. That's hilarious. Karen and Stacey. Well, I'm late to the party. No, you're not. Well, I mean, you are. You're like an hour late, Jessica. God, get her on time, bro. No, I'm joking. We're probably going to be going for another 30 minutes, so no worries. Not gonna lie, I don't read or watch the news anymore in the UK. How do you stay up to date? Like, do you just use Twitter? Because Twitter's reasonable for news, because you get the Twitter stuff, and then if you follow, like, I follow lots of journalists. Excuse me. I follow lots of journalists, so I get the news by reading their tweets and their articles they post. Even though some of the journalists I don't like, some of them I find awful. You know, sort of the Hitchens and stuff. Owen Jones I find interesting, if utterly unlikable at times. He does write some really fantastic pieces. There's lots of fantastic news out there, and yeah, I mean, I tried to stay up to date. I'm really interested in politics. It's just one of those things that I've developed over time, especially international politics. I'm really into diplomacy and stuff. Definitely something I'd be interested in pursuing post-university. I'll fly over there to fight you, Dylan. No, you wouldn't. Plus, I'd win, so what's the point? You'd just be paying loads of money to fight someone who you'd lose to. I'm a great fighter. I'm a great fighter. Not gonna lie, I just use BBC News and Twitter. Fair enough. BBC News, it's a pretty decent. The website's pretty decent. The channel's pretty decent. So yeah, can't hate on that. YouTube keeps you up to date. Yeah, YouTube's fine. Just, you know, watch out for the opinionated sources. Such a fun song. This is Mad City by NCT. Oh, that didn't work. Beautiful. Hey. Hey. Yo. Hey. Yo. Hey. Okay, so let's keep some song suggestions rolling in. Got any questions? Got any crazy opinions? Hot takes? Let's go. I really want to bring back hot takes on my channel. K-pop hot takes. Me versus my subscribers. Hot takes. I've been it's one of those little stupid dumb things. I've been really watching a lot of Hofa Zuxi. Recently, she's fantastic. I really like her content. But all of her videos, I'm like, I really want to do that. I wish I'd had that idea. And I just don't. I hate stealing video ideas. Well, not stealing, but taking video ideas from other people. I always want to come up with series and ideas by myself. But she comes up with some really great video titles. I'm always like, oh, why can't I have thought of that? I really want to do like the, you know, K-pop opinions versus my subscribers type things. So yeah, she's great though. Love her. Makes great content. She seems lovely, funny. Do you prefer title tracks or B-sides? It's a complete completely up to the album. I can't say anything in particular. Sometimes I prefer title tracks. Sometimes I prefer the B-sides. There's more B-sides, so you're more likely to like a B-side. But because there's more B-sides, there's also more bad B-sides. I don't think I have anything in particular. It's not a waste. You would have to deal with me in person. Are you terrifying in person, Jess? Are you terrifying in person? I could still beat you. I've beaten up many people, including... Can you listen to Give Me a Chance by Lei Zhang? Yes, of course. Also, Lei Zhang, that's an interesting way to put his name. Give Me a Chance. This is not my favourite NCT song at all, but... Am I the only one who noticed almost all of NCT Dream title tracks have either we or go in the title? Yeah. Yeah. A lot. It's in general, it's a K-pop title track thing. Is this? Some of them are so similar. You count the number of K-pop title tracks with the word fire in. You'll be blown away about how many there are with fire in and love. Fire and love. They love those two. Love those two songs. Those two words. I love Ho for Zuxi. I still have video ideas, but I credit... Yeah, I'd always credit her, but... Yeah. Would you consider doing another collab soon? I mean, I'm always up for doing collabs. You know, I do them every now and again with K-pop. I had one lined up with Cam Phillips, but that sort of ended in the ditch. Love to do one with him. The difficult thing for me is I live in a place where no other K-pop YouTubers are, and I'm not friends with any British K-pop YouTubers, and I've never really met any that I like. You know, there have been some in the industry, like in the community, but I've never really got along with many of them. I tend to get on better with the American guys. I don't know, they always seem a little bit more down to earth and normal. Not trying to, like, there's not really anyone in particular I'm trying to mention when I say that, but yeah. I'd love to do something with Former Therapy. I think he's great. I really like him. What is Celestia? I always get her name wrong. We had an argument on Twitter a little while ago about BTS. But otherwise, I think she's lovely. I'd love to do a video with her at some point. I really want to do one with Cam eventually, properly. I did a video sort of with Dre way back in the day, with not directly with him. It was a video that I ended up appearing on his channel in. That was a while ago. I completely forgot about that. That was back when I had the old channel. Otherwise, not really. There's not many other people I do like collabs with K-pop wise. I don't know any British guys anymore. Yeah. Would you do a podcast with just you, or do you do that already, or will you? I don't think I'm interesting enough to do a podcast with. Neither am I really. I don't have the facility to do it. I don't have the people to do it. I don't know any people. If I did a podcast, I'd want to be able to interview people. And I just don't have the technology or time or interest to do it. So maybe once I'm done with uni, I don't know what I'll be doing once I'm done with uni, to be honest. But I like podcasts, but at the same time, I just don't feel like I'd have much interest in to talk about. And given that other people have done podcasts, you know, Matt of K-pop used to do a podcast, and he enjoyed it, but it was so much work. It was so much work. I know Cam Phillip just started up a podcast for his Patreon. That's a good way to do it, with a Patreon, because that way you're not relying on getting loads of views. You're just getting people to support the podcast by signing up for the Patreon. That's something I would be interested in. I just don't think I'd have the time, neither would I get the guests. So yeah, I don't think people are as interested in my personality as other K-pop YouTubers. A lot of other K-pop YouTubers, it's all about the personality. I think for my channel, it's far more about what like the fact that I talk about music in a slightly more in-depth way than other channels. So I don't know. What do I think of Baekhyun's solo album? I love it. I love it. I love it. It's really growing up to be one of my favourites of the year. Former Therapy recently collabed with the songwriter for I See. That's so cool. Yeah, he gets some great collabs. I mean, it does help that he knows Jay from Day 6 reasonably well. But yeah, I mean, he's great. Really like him. Matt from KPOP recently did a video with I can't say who. He's already told me. I don't know whether he said it on Twitter or he's uploaded the video yet. But he got a really fantastic collab. So I hope you're looking forward to that. He already told me. Sorry. That's what you get with being in the K-pop community of YouTubers. Can you listen to Amusement Park by Lei Zhang? Yeah. We have a Zhang Yixing song coming up. React to the K-pop for life. Me, sweet. Hope Azuxi and Former Therapy are the best K-pop YouTubers. I'm not going to disagree with that list. React to the K. I mean, I can't even call them a YouTube channel because they're just incredible. Those are like, they are full-on musicians. They aren't even like me where I study like pop music. They study classical music and they understand the real deeper levels of music theory, and they try to understand the sonic aspect of music. I find that so difficult to learn about. They're so impressive the way they analyze music, and it's really hard to compare me to them because I look at them and go, you put me to shame. They're brilliant. I watch a fair bit of their videos just to try and learn a little bit more about classical music, because unless you play like classical music, you don't understand classical music. It's really hard to actually learn about. All the music theory I've ever done is like pop music and hip hop, which is what I'm interested in, so it makes sense. But yeah. Anyone remember K-pop Steve? I know the name, never knew much about him. A good British YouTuber is Jessica Weber, as in just YouTuber or K-pop YouTuber. If he's a K-pop YouTuber, I'll look her up. I'm always on the lookout for potential friends. That's me. I'm always on the lookout for potential friends. Oh, okay, so she is a K-pop related YouTuber. Okay, well, I'll give her a little subscribe, maybe check out some of her stuff. I'm always on the lookout for new channels to check out and watch. My YouTube taste varies. One day I'll be watching, like a Ryan Heger or Jax Films video. The next day I'll be watching some weird shit about badgers. Let's listen to a Wusong song actually, as well as an EXO song. Wusong. I'll put face on the queue. And was that EXO White Noise? Let's put that on the queue. Hey. That's what I meant. Like a podcast where you choose one group of the podcast and really went in depth musically of the stuff. I mean, that sounds like a fun idea. So, like, a BTS episode. The only issue with that is it means that some people are only interested in one episode. So, I don't know. I just don't think I have the time for the minute. I mean, in the end, it would just be like a really long video that's not particularly edited down. And, I mean, if there's music in it, I can't put it up on Apple or Spotify podcasts. I would maybe be able to put it up on SoundCloud. So, I don't know. By the way, Former Therapy uses they, them pronouns. That's for anyone. I always forget. I apologise. I always forget. It's something nobody in Britain uses pronouns. Unfortunately, it's just not something that, well, it's just not something that translates over to British culture. Nobody uses like different pronouns depending on like transitioning. So like if somebody who's transgender, they will change their pronouns. But somebody who is like, you just don't have people who are non-binary and stuff using different pronouns, or at least like I don't know anyone, so it's very difficult to get used to. So I apologise. I'll try and get that right in the future. What do you think of NCT Dream's Boom? I like Boom. The rest of the project I'm not so keen on. There are some some highlights. I like what's that final song on the album? It's a really fantastic outro to the album. NCT Dream, where are you? There you are. Dream Run. I really quite like Dream Run. I'm not so keen on Stronger. 119's alright. Buy My First is alright. Best Friend's a bit dull. Bro, I really love this Lay song. It's really grown on me a lot. Good. Lay is an interesting guy. I really quite I like a lot of his music. I sometimes wish that he'd maybe veer away from the hip hop stuff, because I just don't think he's that good at the hip hop stuff. I hope that doesn't sound like over the top, but I just don't think he's just that good at the hip hop stuff. Oh, bye bye Loki. Thank you very much for coming out. Sprax back, bitches. Oh, my voice sounds awful when I say that word. Apologies. That's interesting. It's cool hearing about differences in culture, even just with pronouns. Yeah, I think it's definitely something that's developed quite quickly in the US, especially amongst like the young East Coast, West Coast culture, that the pronouns are a thing. They're really not a thing anywhere else. The UK, you never hear them. The rest of Europe, you never hear them. I can't imagine Middle America anybody uses different pronouns, I'm not gonna lie. That's why they get made fun of though, because they're only used in particular locations, and to most of the world it's utterly bizarre to have different pronouns. 119's chorus, I thought it was Chinese at first, but then I realized it was Korean. I can't really remember the chorus to be particular. Can I play Illusion My 80s? Yes, I can put it on the queue. After this 80s song, I'm not going to put anything else on the queue, just because I am probably going to finish up after it. Which group solo artist has never disappointed you in terms of their music? I nearly always like all of IU's releases. Probably Icon. Icon I was only ever disappointed with when they debuted in their first couple of releases. Post that, when they started recently, like when they, with Return and stuff, I haven't been disappointed since then, so it sort of depends how you view it. This is Faced by Wusong. Oh, it's so plucky. I love it. Hey. Alright. Well, since we're going to be sort of wrapping up the live stream over the next 10 minutes, why don't we have like a quick fire round? Anything you guys want to talk about? What's the name of the song playing? Was playing. Oh, the song before was... Oh, Jesus Christ. What was just playing? I'm going to check what was playing. Sorry, I'm just checking what was playing. That's really annoying. I hope that doesn't sound like... Oh, it was Lay, Give Me a Chance, wasn't it? It was Lay, Give Me a Chance. Sorry. That took me so long to figure out. Sorry. I'm sorry. Something just came over me. I had to dab. I'm sorry, I'm not one of Stormzy's brothers, God. Sorry, that's a reference to Stormzy's song Vossi Bop. God, get cultured, bro. My brothers don't dab, we just Vossi Bop. I'm embarrassing. Anyway, thank you very much to everybody who's come out. It's always lovely to have these little live streams. I'm going to try to do them more often from now on. We're approaching 39,000 subscribers on the channel. That is the amount of subscribers I had on the old channel when it was taken down for copyright. It's taken me a while to get back to that subscriber count, I have to say. It's taken me 2 years. More than 2 years even. 2.5 years, I'm gonna say. It was about January 2017 time, wasn't it? Yeah, January 2017. It's about 2.5 years given it took me a year and a half to get to it originally, it's kind of mental. So yeah, whatever happened to the video series where you answered random questions? You're talking about Ginno and Juice. I loved Ginno and Juice. I genuinely thought it was hilarious. I thought it was such a good series, but people didn't watch it. You know, it sometimes wouldn't get over 1,000 views, and I was spending like, you know, like about 4 hours on it, and it just felt like I wasn't getting much return on it. You know, it's sometimes why I don't do like reaction reviews to certain songs and stuff. If a video is not going to crack 500 views, it's a lot of effort to be putting into something that nobody watches, and it's not nice for me. You know, it's not. I mean, like some people would accuse you of it like it's being about the money. But I mean, YouTube videos for a start, you don't really earn much money off them, especially K-pop YouTube videos. They all get claims, but yeah. I really wish I could do it, but people just weren't interested in it. It's not what people are on my channel for, and that's what I've come to realise. There's people that come to my channel for a certain type of content, and Ginno and Juice wasn't it. Some people did enjoy it, but most people didn't. It's a shame. Thanks for your live. I'm done with my chemistry homework part 1. Wait, what happened to the old channel? I didn't even know. You didn't... that's something that's crazy to me that some people don't know about the old channel. I've been making K-pop YouTube videos for 4.5... No, not quite half. 4 and a bit years. I had an old channel called Ginno, just straight up Ginno. I had that for... well, it was like a year and a half to 2 years, and I got about 39,000 subscribers on it, and it was taken down for copyright issues related to live performance reaction reviews. That's why I don't do live performances ever on my channel. Some people still do, but it was taken down for copyright. And then in January 2017, I started up this channel to replace it. And ever since, I've been trying to build on that. It's just been a long old road. I lost a lot of my core audience because I also waited like a week, so lots of people didn't find out about it, that I had a new channel. So like a year later, some people were like, "Whoa, Ginno, I didn't even realize you were back." Like, I didn't realize you had this channel. I thought after your old channel got deleted, you just disappeared off the internet. No, I had this. It was very strange, and it was awful time for me when it got deleted, but it ended up sort of being a blessing in disguise, even though I lost a lot of subscribers. If I still had that channel, I probably by now would have hit like 100,000. But in the end now, I'm in a better state and I make better videos, and yeah. Can you listen to Rocket Punch? I have checked out their most recent release. I like Rocket Punch as it was their debut, wasn't it? They're certainly a group to keep an eye on, but I can't say they blew me away at all. It was a pretty standard debut. Nothing wrong with it, but nothing particularly interesting. He's an old man, guys, don't you? I mean, in a way now, like I've been in the community for over 4 years. I feel like that's definitely old man status. I'm 21 now. As long as you're doing those videos, even if it's not much people like it, the important is that you have a great time. And what I can understand your point is my take on that. Yeah, I mean, it's a big contemplational, existential issue for me with the videos. Is yes, I really enjoy making them. I really enjoy making pretty much all my videos. But they do take time. Even my reaction reviews, from recording to editing to rendering and uploading, it takes maybe like a standard, cheap, easy reaction review will take about 2 hours. If I want to put a lot more effort into the editing, it will be more like 3 hours. Another like proper video will be a lot longer. And then if only like 500 people watch it, it feels like all that work's gone for nothing. It's just is what it is. Some people would love 500 views, but when one of your videos gets like 300,000 views, and then you get like 500 views on another video, it just feels a bit of a waste. I don't know. I mean, it's tough. Lots of people had a go at me on Twitter a little while ago because I didn't do a review of, was it one of the TVXQ members' solo releases? And I said, sorry, I'm not going to be able to do it. there hasn't been any interest on my channel, and I've seen other people have done reviews of it. On my channel, it's not going to crack like 300 views, and it just feels like there's not much point in it. You know, I'm not going to get much support on it. And some people were like, oh, typical YouTuber, money hungry. You don't earn money of bloody K-pop videos for a start, but also it's a lot of effort to be putting into something that doesn't get any returns. It's just a normal human reaction. So yeah, sorry, that's just me ranting. Been here for 4 years, it's amazing. EXO Showtime. Everyone seems to remember the EXO Showtime reactions. That was so fun. I really missed that aspect. That was really lots of fun. We had such a good community watching those EXO Showtimes. You know, each video would crack like 10,000 views in the end, and people would just leave so many comments and just talking about the episode. It was so good. You make me feel old, and I'm not that much older than you. Stop aging. Yeah. 21, bro. I'm 21. Crazy. Dan, that sucks. Thanks. Congrats for reaching... Yeah. It's crazy how many people don't know that I lost that first channel. I guess it's just, you know, different people on the channel now, so... I don't know. It's one of those funny little things, but thank you very much, everybody, for coming and supporting me here. I've really enjoyed my time in this community, and I've always felt accepted. There was never a time where I was like, these people don't like me, I'm just some weirdo, that, you know, outcast. Even though I'm not like super in depth in the community, I've always felt pretty accepted and pretty much, you know, supported. Even if I'm not like the biggest K-pop YouTube channel out there. This is something me and Matt of Car K-pop speak about a lot. About how happy we are in the state we are right now. Even though we're not like the biggest, and there's some people come into this community and they're so obviously like not really very interested in K-pop. And they'll come in and they'll rack up like 50k subs in like 4 months. And you'll be like, how have you done that? In the end, those sorts of people, they'll probably end up having to change their content once they get bored, or once their audience figures out they're not that interested. Whereas I have managed to, you know, have a YouTube channel for about 4 years with a good audience, and I'm still really enjoying making the content I like. So yeah, I'm happy. That's the most important thing. And yeah, I don't know. I love having these conversations, guys. It gets real sappy and stuff, but I love having these conversations. Anyway, this is 80s Illusion, and we will be ending off right after the song finishes. So thank you very much for coming out. I hope you have enjoyed. We're going to be doing more of these live streams from now on. Hopefully every week, every Friday or so, maybe every Saturday. I haven't quite decided which day of the week. But yeah, thank you very much for coming out. Oh, we got one more comment. I discovered you in like June, and I think I usually don't like review videos, and you're one of the only 2 channels doing it that I watch. The LNZ always gets lots of people comment about the LNZ. That's interesting. Doctor Who fans in it. Yeah, that's interesting. You say that. When I first started making K-pop reactions, I very much did just reactions. But as I've progressed through my YouTube career, I've gotten more and more into music in general, and I started being far more proactive in my sort of learning about music and such. That's why I started to learn the piano and stuff, and I really enjoyed doing the more review style. For me, it feels like a better piece of content than just a reaction. And yeah, long may this form of content live on. So thank you very much for coming out. Thank you very much for all your love and support, guys. And yeah, thank you. Bye-bye. I'll see you all soon. Thank you. God, I've said thank you a bunch. Adios.